Bradshaw here at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Time for the Bradshaw blackboard. And we see in that final 2-minute drill where Tommy Cramer is usually red hot, Lawrence Taylor this time coming from the middle in that incomplete pass. What happened?
Well, the thing that's happened, as I said earlier, was the pressure he had received in the first quarter would take effect later on in the game, forcing him to get rid of the football. Early we'd seen an inside route, Cramer throwing outside. Now Taylor in the middle, he comes blitzing up the middle, linebackers from the outside. Now they're going to take Anderson, run him out to the corner. Now they're going to take Hassan Jones, run him to the post, and occupy both the safety in the corner. Cramer throws the ball there, in between here and in between here. No one there, all because of this guy and 70 Leonard Marshall. Now you're going to see it. Cramer, right in the center of your screen, right in front of him. Who do you think? Lawrence Taylor. Here he comes. Now don't think Cramer doesn't know where Taylor is. As you can see, an attempt to hold the football, then all of a sudden Jerome Sally gets in. Cramer unloads the football before he's ready.
So it has resulted in no major scores. We have had only field goals. We've had 3 of them by Raul Alegre of the New York Giants. We have had 2 by this young man, Chuck Nelson of the Minnesota Vikings. The teams have been able to move between the 20s, and then those solid defenses have shut things down, and all they have been able to muster are field goals. 5 yards deep. McConkey will not bring it out. The Giants will start from their 20-yard line to begin the second half of play. Phil Simms brings out the Giants, and again, just kind of updating you on the picture here as you see the halftime stats in favor of the Giants passing-wise, slightly in favor of the Vikings rushing-wise, with Atlanta leading the Bears and the Vikings very much in this game. Suddenly that Central Division race starts to look like General Manager Mike Lynn of the Vikings said it might. The Bears can be caught. On first down intended for Morris, incomplete. From the Giants' point of view, Dallas plays later at San Diego, and they are at 6-4 behind the Giants. The Redskins have a Monday night game. They are tied with the Giants at 8-2. The Giants must keep winning. They want to win the title, get that home field advantage. NFC East championship is their goal, their immediate goal. Second and 10 Giants from their own 20. Joe Morris, big defensive play. Joey Browner, the safety, blitzing into the hole and making the stop on Morris.
You're going to see the strong safety Browner is going to come up make the stop. Now he's the guy that it plays close to the line of scrimmage, and I would expect sometime in the second half for Simms come out, play action to Morris, and then go for the post behind Browner.
Third down and 9 for the Giants. Almost intercepted. Mike Lush, number 27, had the best chance to catch the football. Stacy Robinson, the intended receiver, but I have to believe a miscue there. Robinson back after 4 games away with an ankle injury. Something happened on that route, Terry.
Well, that's exactly right. Simms plenty of time to throw the football, and the way he delivered the football led me to believe that he was expecting that time Robinson to come over the middle. Robinson was nowhere in sight.
First punt of the day for Sean Landeta. Rufus Bess awaits it at the Minnesota 30-yard line. Towering punt from Landeta. Backs up Bess to his 18. Dropped by Pepper Johnson. A 61-yard punt. As we were saying about the circumstances in that Atlanta Bears game, Chicago would fall to 8-3. If Minnesota, clearly very much in this game, were to beat the Giants, they would move to 7-4. So the race not over in the Central Division by any means, and that's the way they have been thinking here. They're not talking wild card. Interesting to hear Joe Gibbs of the Redskins a couple of weeks ago. He's talking, well, we have to figure out the wild card circumstances, and he knew where everybody stood in that race. But the Vikings and Jerry Burns are thinking about the division title. Cramer on first down, complete.
Oh, what a throw.
Leo Lewis between defenders. Reasons and Perry Williams first down.
Play action passes, if you can run the football, will do wonders for your time to get rid of the football. Cramer coming out on first down. Play action, frees the linebackers, picks up Lewis coming over the middle, stands in there now, just drills it in between the linebacker and the safety. Excellent throw and even a better catch.
First down at the 40-yard line of the Vikes. Alvin Anderson. Good effort by Anderson. Picks up 6. They had him shut down. He cut it back about a stride and then bulled his way through a couple of tacklers. Carl Banks, number 58, finally got him stopped.
Anderson, not the type of player that picks his feet up and dilly-dallies around a lot. We've said earlier he's a power back, a guy that sticks his head in there and creates yardage by thrust. That time he noticed he could not go outside, just picked his feet up and tinkle-toed around, then cut back inside for big yardage.
You saw Anderson come out. He and Allen Rice shuttle in the plays for Tommy Cramer, so they get about equal time. Second down and 4. This is Rice.
Oh my. The old fancy kind of a halfway Statue of Liberty. The Vikings are trying everything today. Tommy Cramer coming back, faking. He's like he's going to throw the football. I don't know who he's trying to fool here, but evidently it fools someone, because now Rice has the football and he's outside and Irwin leads the way. Kind of a fancy play, picks up big yardage for them.
You can see who was pursuing him from the backside. Number 56, Lawrence Taylor, but they made him run a long way. First down, Vikings. In Giant territory, 43-yard line. Cramer, good fake to Darren Nelson, but the Giants were pouring in, and he had no opportunity to throw the football. Lawrence Taylor makes the sack.
But you can play action pass and you need time, but when you send Lawrence Taylor 56, play action passes have no effect on him because he's blitzing. He doesn't care what kind of action you make. As you can see, an attempt at a leg whip, Taylor gets his vision focused in on Cramer and then gets in and sacks him.
Second down and 12. Third sack for the Giants. Sideline and Nelson. Oh, what a catch. Is he inbounds?
Yes.
What a catch. A one-hander by Darren Nelson.
When Nelson came out of Stanford, one of the things they liked about him, and the reason Burns especially, who at the time was the offensive coordinator of the Vikings, was that Nelson could run the football, but boy, could he catch it. Look at this catch, folks. One hand wraps it up and clearly inbounds. Just excellent effort that time.
Third down, a long 4. Darren Nelson, a battle of the little guys in the NFL. Joe Morris of the Giants. Darren Nelson, and a little official delay down on the field.
Checking to make sure that the play will stand. If they'll just ask me, I'll tell them it's good. No problem.
Well, that's what they're doing, all right. Before they started the next play, checking with Jack Reeder, the replay official, on the catch by Nelson. And I guess two things.
Review by the instant replay, the play stands as ruled.
It does stand, and two things could have been brought into question. Did he actually have full possession of the ball as he went out of bounds, and were his feet in bounds at the time? They appeared to us to have been, and that's how it stands. Third down. Long 4, as we said. The ball is at the 38-yard line, just inside the 38 of New York. Cramer and Darren Nelson. Flag down on the play. Is the crowd appreciating Nelson's grab. He just let the momentum of that football take him to the first down yardage, but a flag is against Minnesota.
Lawrence Taylor 56 and Andy Hedden 54. Both of the linebackers for the Giants blitzed, and all Nelson did was occupy the territory.
Holding number 67, offense.
Dennis Swilley, the center, is charged with the hold. Surprised we haven't had one before now against this Giants rush.
Well, that's true, especially on Zimmerman at left tackle. A young man we would expect to have some holding calls from. But once again, the point being is that Nelson, being a smart receiver as a running back, when the linebackers disappeared, he occupied their area, and then Cramer got him the football.
So it is 3rd down and 15 for the Vikings. First penalty against Minnesota. The last one to Swilley.
What a throw.
Lewis. No flags.
Now there's where Tommy Cramer showed some real touch. You're going to see him facing Lawrence Taylor, right in his face and not panicking, standing his ground, and then he gets rid of this football long before Leo Lewis even makes his break. Look at Taylor coming inside. Now Cramer knows this. He senses it and gets rid of the football. There's the ball in the air. Lewis, as you can see, folks, in the bottom right of your screen, has yet to even turn around. He does a good job of turning around, and the ball lands right in his stomach.
175-pounder from Tennessee State. His father played for Bud Grant in the Canadian Football League, and now he's a star here in Minnesota. Cramer intended for Lewis, tried to time that on the break, and that one went awry. 2nd and 10.
Kenny Hill coming in that time. Safety blitz. Cramer seeing it, made it audible at the line of scrimmage, a little quick out, but he was forced by Hill to get rid of the football long before he wanted to.
2nd and 10. The ball at the 24-yard line of the Giants. 9:55 to go in the 3rd quarter. Cramer hanging up the numbers again, but his team down by 3. Vikings. Giants 9-yard line.
It's an old theory in football that if you can get a great running back, a fast running back on a linebacker, then the running back that makes the catch should beat the linebacker. That time Rice, coming out of the backfield, makes a simple little catch, outruns Carson, picks up the 1st down.
They spot the ball at the 12-yard line, not the 9, so it is 1st down from the 12 of the New York Giants.
The red area, the hot area, meaning lots of trouble here, Tim.
Alvin Anderson, Darren Nelson, the setbacks. Anderson hit in the backfield. Jim Burt, the nose man.
Burt coming over the center. Swilley just sees it and jumps inside and just nails the back. As you're going to see in the center of your screen, Burt, 64, 1 step to the left, right in there. Doggone near got back there before Cramer was able to get the ball off to the running back and just nails him.
Loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. The ball at the 13. Burt leads the down linemen and tackles on the Giant team. Darren Nelson, and it is incomplete. Andy Hedden, quickly reacting, number 54, arrived almost as the ball did. Nelson, no chance to hold on.
You know, Tim, one of the things a quarterback automatically knows in these situations is that you're going to have man-to-man coverage. There'll be a linebacker on a back. If they blitz, it's still man-to-man coverage. That time they blitzed, but they took the inside linebacker head and put him out on coverage of the back. Therefore, had they completed the pass, wouldn't have made any difference. They weren't going to gain any yardage.
2 extra defensive backs in for the Giants. This has been the pattern of the game. Each team getting into this area and unable to get into the end zone. Nelson inside is dropped for a loss, a late flag. It appeared to me that a Giant might have jumped offside, although the flag came after the ball was handed to Nelson. And it is offside against the Giants. So the Vikings get a reprieve because the Giants had stuffed little Darren Nelson on that play, bringing up what would have been a 4th down.
Offsides, number 78, defense.
Now what you would like to do, Tim, if you're Cramer, send someone in motion. Therefore, you can read what they're going to do. If someone in the back runs with him, you know it's going to be blitz. Now, this is an area where a quarterback like Cramer should excel, because now you need a strong gun, because the seams down here with 7 yards to go are very small. You got to make your mind up, and you got to react extremely quick.
It is 3rd down. He needs to get to the 2 for a first. You know he'll go to the end zone.
There's your motion. Touchdown.
Allen Rice, what a play. Beautifully designed by the Vikings for the first touchdown of the game.
The thing we talked about, sending the receiver in motion. Carter coming in motion, goes inside, takes the corner with him, and at the same time picks off the linebacker whose responsibility is to cover Rice. When he picks the linebacker off, he knocks down the coverage on Rice. He's wide open. Cramer gets him the ball. Touchdown.
Chuck Nelson for the point after. We'll get a chance to see that unfold. Coleman, and he's going to be dropped, throws the ball up. A flag down on the play.
Coleman trying to pick a fight with Lawrence Taylor. Obviously, when he hit his head on the floor there, it knocked him a little crazy, because he's not making.
Face mask. Underneath there.
Face mask penalty against the Giants. Can you imagine that on a point after that was already blown? They're going to get another try at it.
Well, is it a post penalty, or is it, obviously they're going to go ahead.
Might be post possession. Let's wait and see what Pat Haggerty says here.
Makes no difference. They're kicking the football.
But they were about to cough up the point after opportunity.
It's very important, because 12-9, all that the Giants.
Face mask. Defense.
All that the Giants would need would be a field goal to tie the football game up, so it's important they get the opportunity.
Loudermilk was the center on the play and the point after, and it was not a good snap to Greg Coleman. They've now put Jim Huff in to snap this ball. The starting left guard who has played center. Swilly, the center, does not normally snap on these point after situations, so they've got Huff snapping on this one as they get their second opportunity. Low scoring game. This is an important point. And Nelson does the job, as Coleman had to handle yet another high snap, but he got this in place. Let's go back to the touchdown play. Perfectly executed score to this young man.
Well, as you can see, Carter coming in motion. He will pick off the inside linebacker, in that case the safety, picks him off as he comes inside. Then all of a sudden outside goes Rice. No one is there. The coverage has gone inside, picked off by Carter. Easy touchdown. Now watch Tommy Cramer. This is how important this game is to the Vikings. Cramer, look at this. Yeah, bouncing up and down. You bet. 13-9.
This is a team that has beaten the Chicago Bears, and they're not conceding anything.
A century ago, the founders of Mercedes-Benz created the world's first automobiles. Over the years, their mastery of technology and intolerance for mediocrity inspired countless automotive legends. Now, as Mercedes-Benz enters its second century, the technology has changed, yet the passion for perfection remains, creating Mercedes-Benz for 1987, legends for the second century.
Imagine the power of two great computer companies coming together as one. Resources not just doubled, but raised to the power of two. Introducing Unisys. True competition in the computer industry. And a single winner.
Tim Ryan and Terry Bradshaw at the Metrodome, where the first touchdown of the game has been scored, and it was scored by the Vikings. An 8-yard pass, Tommy Cramer to Alan Rice, and they lead 13-9. Chuck Nelson will kick it off. McConkey and Miller, the deep man, and it's Solomon Miller. Buried at the 15-yard line. Lush and Lee and Solomon on the tackle. Right now, let's get an update on that Bears-Atlanta game. Here's Brent Musburger in New York.
Well, Tim, the Fridge makes an offensive appearance for the Bears. He's only a decoy. The quarterback, Mike Tomczak, will do it himself, and the Bears have tied Atlanta. It is now 10-all. And Tomczak, with a fine completion, set up the touchdown. Let's go back to Tim.
Looked like the Fridge blocked Tomczak from behind there. That's one way to get him in. We're back here on the Metrodome. Darren Nelson to the 20-yard line. Pickup of 4 for the Vikings. An aroused crowd here, finally seeing the major score. Cramer to Rice. Otherwise, field goals in the first half. 3 by Allegre, 2 by Chuck Nelson. Studwell and Stensrud on that tackle. And again, if you join us along the way and you're a Viking fan, Keith Millard out of action, went down with a knee injury in the first period. Mike Stensrud, number 74, has taken his place. Second down and 7. Deep for Robinson, and the ball short. There's a flag on the play. Lee and Robinson will both claim that they were interfered with by the other guy, Natch. Stacy Robinson, number 81. Number 39, Carl Lee for the Vikings.
They're going to say, now see, the penalty they're saying is because Lee interfered with Robinson's opportunity to make the catch, but it also says that if you both are looking back and the ball is not a catchable ball, you can make incidental contact.
I think Robinson was trying to get back.
Pass interference, number 39, first down.
It's on Carl Lee.
Let's take a
Robinson
look.
was trying to get back to a short ball.
And you can see in the top left of your screen, the ball is actually an underthrown ball. Lee has got Robertson well covered. Now the ball's coming down. That's a bad call.
Now we're back live, and it is Joe Morris getting near the 40-yard line. Another flag down as he went out of bounds. Isaac Holt drove him out after a 5-yard pickup. Let's see what this infraction is.
Face mask.
Face mask penalty against Minnesota. Is it 5 or more? Grasping
It's not
is
an automatic.
5 yards. And you heard somebody say it's not an automatic, so it would appear to me they would be just short of a first down with the 5-yard penalty. Maybe about a football length. And that will put them at the 34-yard line of Minnesota.
Face mask. Defense.
The crowd still upset about the interference call.
As well they should be.
Against Carl Lee. Second down and about a football.
Cramer says, excuse me, Tim, Cramer says we've taken the personality of our head coach Burns on, and his personality is one of fire. You can see that in his eyes.
Complete to McConkey. First down to the 11-yard line. And don't you love that on second and a football, throwing the ball?
Well, that's the old theory. A lot of people say if you're going to gamble, gamble when you realize you can have 2 opportunities to get the first down. Sims going outside, picking up Godfrey Nelson, his guard and tackle, giving him plenty of time. He first searched the end zone, hoping for a touchdown, picked up McConkey on the right side, got him the football. McConkey doing an excellent job of catching and running.
Bill McConkey brought back from Green Bay after being cut loose by the Giants when the wide receivers got hurt. He found himself back with a Super Bowl contender. First down. Oh, Morris is dropped, shakes the tackle, but can't get anywhere.
Martin Stensrud. So many times when you have two bad calls go against you, those calls can turn around and be the benefit of the home team, firing them up, getting them excited about football. Stensrud, a backup tackle, coming in, knocking off the block of Ard, getting in the backfield, making the initial contact. That time on Morris, and finally knocked down by Martin.
Yeah, Stensrud nearly stripped the ball. Morris did a good job to hold on. 2nd and 15, Giants. Maurice Carthon.
Fumble.
Stensrud, does he have possession?
No.
The answer from the officials, no, not inbounds. Giants ball.
You had the wrong guy trying to fall on it. As you can see, Stensrud made a valiant effort to recover the fumble, but you would have liked to have had Isaac Holt, number 30, falling on it, a guy that is used to falling on and taking possession with 5 interceptions already this year. As you can see, Carthon out in the flat. Sims a good job of getting the ball. There's the sack by Martin, the tackle. There's the ball loose. Now Stensrud, now the ball's bouncing. Now he should just fall down, but he's got whooped. There's a little clip in the backfield, in the back.
Stensrud unable to get possession inbounds. Does he look like Arnold Schwarzenegger? I think so. Third down. And 11 and a half. Interception. Isaac Holt. The charge led by Stensrud. The interception made by Isaac Holt, his 6th of the season.
As you can tell, Phil Simms having an outstanding first half, now suffers the interception and hurts the Giants.
My amigo Juan just came out from Mexico. Juan just came out from Mexico. So I'm introducing him to my American friend Larry and our favorite beer, Miller Lite.
Por favor. Juan, mi Miller Lite de gusto porque it tastes muy bueno.
Larry.
Ladies, mimosa calorios and no gusto filiopo. El comprende? No, not really.
For mucho great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Does your friend speak any English?
Phil Simms, one of the toughest quarterbacks in the National Football. Anyone, in my opinion, that can play in the New York market and go through what this young man has gone through and keep his head above the clouds and keep the wherewithal that he has to continually bounce back. I take my hat off to him. I admire him a lot.
First down for the Vikings. 29-yard line of Minnesota.
Dazzle.
Allen Rice dropped for a loss by George Martin, with his father on hand here from Fairfield, California. George and Doug playing against each other for the first time, and a big play there by George. And the Giants on the road again. Haven't had back-to-back road wins since 1981.
Vikings kind of like the Lions on Thanksgiving Day. They're hard to beat here.
Long way to go at 5:37 remaining. Third period. Giants leading 13-9. Minnesota with the ball after Holt's intercept. Giants again, another loss. Darren Nelson dropped for about a yard more. Harry Carson made the hit, and Chicago has taken the lead, and Atlanta. Vikings fans watching that score carefully. Mike Tomczak for the injured Jim McMahon. David Archer has left the game at the Falcons quarterbacking spot with an injury. That looks like a hockey score there, 7-5. Hey, the Steelers in front, Bradshaw.
Hey.
getting a little better.
Hey, the Saints have been in front for about 5 weeks in a row now, Tim.
Saints are tough. 3 wide receivers for the Vikings. Lewis, Jones, and Carter. 3rd down and long. Cramer trying to get rid of the ball to Carter as he was feeling all kinds of heat. And the Vikings will have to punt. Well, that tough New York defense did the job here. After the interception, they came out there and let it all hang out against Cramer.
Lawrence Taylor once again putting the pressure on Cramer. You know, they're only sending 4 people, and they're keeping 5 in the block, and 2 of them obviously are going to be on Taylor. As you can see that time, getting out around Zimmerman, the left tackle. Now look at Huffman, the left guard coming back in trying to help out, but way too late as he forces Cramer to unload the football way before he wanted to.
McConkey awaits the punt from Greg Coleman. The second punt of the afternoon. McConkey standing at the Giant 32. See Coleman checking all of the Giants. He's expecting the rush, but they blocked it well. Coleman a little bit short. McConkey hit. He was out of bounds, nailed by Carl Lee. And the ball will be at the 42-yard line. I don't know how McConkey managed to hold on.
Anybody that can fly in a helicopter's got the guts enough to handle a punt.
That's for sure. The former Navy helicopter pilot. Look at this. And it was right at the sideline, inbounds. We'll be back.
McConkey going after this punt. He's going to make the catch, and then he is going to get decked by Lee. Now, he has to get up like dating your girlfriend, riding a bike on gravel, falling down. You got to get up.
He bounced right back up. First down, Giants. Sideliner to Stacy Robinson. About a 9-yard pickup into Minnesota territory. It'll leave us 2nd and 1. Let's go to Brent Musburger in New York for an update.
But Tim and Terry, if Kevin Butler of the Bears shows up with a pool cue, go the other way. And it's good on the rebound, and the Bears have taken a lead for Mike Ditka. Ditka looks a little tired there on the sideline. Back to Tim.
He must be a little tired. He's having an exciting season all by himself, Ditka. Morris is stuffed short of the first down yardage. He needed a yard, and he was met by Jesse Solomon, the rookie from Florida State, 10th rounder. Jerry Burns says this guy fires things up. You know, I like to just get him in the game, even if he's not playing regularly, because he stirs things up out there. Loves his attitude. But with David Howard hurt, Solomon was the starter today. It'll leave 3rd and a yard. Ball at the 48-yard line. Zeke Moak comes in, double tight on the short yardage situation. Roberts and Damian Johnson, bigger guys on the front line. Morris for the first down to the 42-yard line. Isaac Holt made the tackle. Now don't forget, next Sunday, those Bears, who are starting to show some cracks with the injuries, particularly to McMahon, will be home against Green Bay. And even though the Packers continue to struggle this year, that's always a tough football game. Or some of you will see Minnesota at Cincinnati, and another big one for the Vikings. In the doubleheader action, you'll see either Dallas against Washington. That speaks for itself. NFC East playoff battles. And Philadelphia at Seattle. First down, Giants. Interception. Knocked away, loose ball. Giants recover. Bavaro came up with a loose ball. Stensrud had the pressure on Sims. Holt had the football. We had all kinds of things happening, including a penalty.
Well, that's one way to pick up a first down. You're going to see Sims. Stensrud coming in right up the middle. Left side. Sims trying to stand up and avoid the rush. Forces the football to avoid the sack. Throws an interception. Now the fumble. Now Bavaro gets the recovery. First down, Giants. Now you can see what a quarterback goes through, Tim. It's not always peaches and cream. Sims standing up reading his coverage. Stensrud 74 just decks him right in the ribs.
Well, there was no flag on the play. The officials were simply sorting out that sequence, which maintains possession for the Giants. Sims deep. incomplete. Intended for McConkey, a flag down. Isaac Holt on the coverage, and he is unhappy. There's one of those going for the ball things where they're both looking up. 31-yard interference call.
Defensive pass interference, number 30, first down.
You're going to get a good view of this, and you can determine for yourself whether or not indeed Isaac Holt did make pass interference. Sims throwing down the right side of your screen. As you can see, Holt in hot pursuit, not looking back for the ball, but reading the eyes of the receiver. McConkey goes up with his hands. Holt goes over and strips the football. Looks like a good play to me.
Well, I don't know. He didn't give McConkey a chance to catch that one, Terry. I disagree with you. I think it's a good call. Carson is buried. Doug Martin trying to match his brother's performance today.
Number 79, Martin, coming in from the left side of your screen. Going to get inside, penetrates, gets down inside the guard tackle, knocks Ard off. Ard can't knock him out, penetrates, and then he knocks Carthen down for a 4-yard loss. Tim, getting back to that, he didn't let him catch it. You don't have to let him catch it.
No, I don't mean
that ball's there. You can go ahead and knock his hands loose.
Well, the way I saw it is he was totally screening McConkey from having a chance to even see the ball coming down. You can't do that with your hands in front of him. Second down.
Blitz. Good play, Sims.
Mark Mullaney with the pressure on him, and Sims threw it out of bounds.
You can throw it 10,000 yards over this stadium, throw it anywhere, just throw it out of bounds. They will not throw a flag on you for intentional grounding. Smart play by Sims.
1:15 to go here in the third quarter. A tense football game.
Notice how the tooth of the tiger now has come out of the Viking defense. A big penalty against their defense has always brought out the fierce fight in them. They always seem to come back and really stuff it.
We've seen so much of in this game of this similar situation at both ends. The defense is rising up in the so-called red zone from the 20-yard line in. Sims, and it's blocked at the line of scrimmage. I believe Doug Martin got a hand on it.
Martin or Mullaney?
I think Martin.
Now let's look at Martin, number 79, alongside of Stendrew, the tackle, up the field, nothing fancy, just one-on-one. They have the green call, which means I can do what I want to do with my pass rush techniques. He beats his man and blocks the pass.
Allegre from the 27-yard line, a 37-yard attempt. It is good. So Raul Allegre hit again. And we have a one-point football game as time winds down in the third quarter. The Vikings in front.
When I played football, they called me a troublemaker. But really, I'm just a nice guy who likes to watch a game with a Miller Lite. I see you drinking light, too.
Yeah, it tastes great.
I agree. But he drinks it because it's less filling.
Tastes great.
Did you hear that?
It's less filling.
Pretty strong words.
It tastes great.
Less filling.
Tastes great.
Less filling.
Tastes great!
There's no argument. There's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Is that a light beer you're drinking?
Yeah, it tastes great.
I agree, but that's not what he said.
Mark Mullaney, 77, right in for the Vikings. Evidently, Tim, from chasing Sims all day long, he's gotten hot. They've been pouring water on his head for about 5 minutes. There's Sims talking to offensive coordinator Ron Earhart, saying what they can do to try to get this football across the goal line other than Allegre's kicking.
Allegre kicks it off. It's taken at the 1-yard line by Rufus Betts. Betts gets up to the 24 for the Vikings. And those of you wondering about Joe Morris's numbers today, 37 yards on 14 carries as we are about finished the third period of play. And he had 4 consecutive 100-yard days. Today, Sims has been going to the air. And Chicago continuing to lead Atlanta, but just by 3. Green Bay having a fine afternoon against Tampa Bay today, trying to get their second win of the season, and next week it'll be the Pack at Chicago.
Pack plays pretty good in Milwaukee, huh?
Well, yeah, I tell you, the thing is, in a Packer-Bear game, too, you know, you kind of throw out all of the form and just expect anything could happen.
Buffalo, Miami. New Orleans, the Saints over Cliff Stout, my old buddy at Pittsburgh, quarterbacking now for the Cardinals, 10-7.
It is 13-12, the Vikings by 1. Don't forget they got that second shot at the point after their field goal because of the face mask penalty against the Giants. That's the margin. Darren Nelson plugs his way for about 4 yards. Stack of Giants greet him. Harry Carson at the bottom of it, as he so frequently is. 70 tackles coming into the game for the 11-year veteran. He's kind of the heart of that defense, and George Martin the soul. The two experienced veterans. Younger players look to them for leadership. They provide it. They've been written off as a little too old to play this game. And here they are with Martin playing every down. The injury to Curtis McGriff keeping him out as the run defensive end. All kinds of movement that time.
Irwin, the right tackle that time, 76. Got a little antsy, pulled his hand up off the turf. They're going to catch him.
Eric Dorsey, the #1 pick from Notre Dame, jumped over the line. Let's see who gets the call.
False start, number 76, offense.
Well, that was Tim Irwin, and it was the play that drew Eric Dorsey getting a little time in there and giving George Martin a little well-earned rest.
Irvin the other day in practice came up to me, and as big as this game is against the Giants, he heard me talking to one of the players that was on injured reserve about fishing, bass fishing in Florida. So that's all he wanted to do. He wanted Swilling me. He wanted me to take Swilling him bass fishing when their season was over with.
And you'll do it too.
Sure I will.
The gun ending the third period. Any excuse to fish. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, the Vikings 13 and the Giants 12. We now pause for a word from your local station. Well, these two very good defenses continue to show why they are ranked where they are. Minnesota #8, Giants #5, and on first down, Steve Jordan from Tommy Cramer gets about 6 yards.
Safety blitz that time by strong safety Kenny Hill, 48. Cramer reading it. Jordan breaking his route off.
Here's how things stand at the moment. The Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota. We have the Vikings and the Giants with a 1-point differential. And the opportunity for the second point after attempt, giving the margin of victory, or the margin of the lead, to the Minnesota Vikings. And that came on a penalty against the Giants. Third down and 6. Cramer complete. Leo Lewis. And Lewis gets up a little angry because he knew that he was not yet at the first down marker. It'll leave third and about a yard.
Cramer grabbing his right thumb on his throwing hand. Obviously either hit a helmet or a shoulder pad. You're going to see Taylor coming in. Taylor's been doing this all day long, just barely missing Tommy a couple of times. Doug dips down inside. Now there's the follow-through, and that's what got Tommy Cramer. The follow-through going over behind Lawrence Taylor and hit him on the back. Probably the thumb went in.
It is fourth down, Minnesota. Coleman standing at his 6-yard line, ready to punt. The deep man for the Giants, Phil McConkey. And another dandy punt by Coleman. McConkey, a fine return to midfield, a flag down on the play. 44-yard punt, 15-yard return, and an official wiped out on the return play. Dick Creed, the side judge, the injured official. And he's getting some attention over there on the sideline, saying he's all right. These are tough guys, too, wearing the stripes.
Illegal push in the back. Number 54 on the return.
Penalty is against Andy Hedden of the Giants.
Well, sometimes these things happen. You get inside, the refs are there. They're always getting in the action. There's a little shot. Well, you know, sometimes with that retaliation for some of the calls, sometimes you get a little push in there and a little kick, and you know, it's funny in a way, but, you know, certainly can't blame these guys for doing their job, but they do get their noses in there.
Cramer on the bench will be waiting to see if he can come back. Evidently hurt his throwing hand on the last offensive play by the Vikings. Wade Wilson is his backup. It is Giants ball at the 30-yard line. 13:16 to go regulation time. The Giants trail by a point. Joe Morris, nice catch. Not a lot of mileage on it, maybe 3. Chris Martin and Joey Brown are there for the Vikes. College football next Saturday on CBS. Doubleheader, Michigan, Ohio State. Big Ten action. Winner goes to the Rose Bowl. They'll meet Arizona State. Arizona State meets Arizona in a cross-state rivalry in our doubleheader game 2. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central next Saturday here on CBS Sports. 2nd down and 7. County in motion. Morris trying to get wide. Good defensive play. Carl Lee waiting for him on the corner. Scott Studwell helped him out. Held him to a 2-yard pickup.
One of the few teams that play a 4-3. Mulaney, 77, the right end, will come in hot pursuit, forcing Morris back inside. And the middle linebacker, Studwell, 55, will come up and make the tackle. Now, you can see Mulaney chasing Morris. Now, Morris says, oh, my gosh. He turns inside and runs right into Studwell.
3rd down and 5. Brown knows this is a big play. Play by Phil Simms. Galbraith with a 1st down for the Giants.
Unbelievable. Dropped the snap, kicked it around, picked it up, had presence of mind not only to pick it up but to look downfield and get the ball to Galbraith and unbelievably get the 1st down. Now watch, takes his eyes off the ball first of all. That's a no-no, drops it. Now he picks it up. Now he's going to run. He sees he's going to be sacked, turns around and throws the ball, and there he is, Galbraith.
Tony Galbraith, he always knows where the marker is, so he sure did his job, but what a play by Simms. 1st down, 41-yard line. Cartha. 3 Vikings hold him to a 4-yard gain. Chris Martin, Studwell, and Joey Browner.
I like the offense the Giants have used today. Initially starting off throwing the football to get Simms into the rhythm. And as well as Simms has done in this football game throwing, now there's a possibility here that Wilson will be coming in playing for Cramer.
Second down and 6 for the Giants at the 46-yard line. Carthen, 1st down for the Giants in Minnesota territory at the 48.
Well, as I was saying, Tim, though, I like the way they're throwing this football, not really forcing it downfield now. Actually, if you want to relate it to something, you could say that Simms is using his short passing game as his running attack, picking up 4 yards, 5 yards. The linebackers are really deep, so go ahead and just dink it off and get 4 and 5 yards, and that's exactly what they're doing, and they're being successful at it.
Well, to point that up even further, Joe Morris has been running for over 100 yards in a game. 4 straight games, has only 37 yards rushing today. So they have changed that little concept. It's been effective, except inside the 20. Reverse to Bobby Johnson. A lot of room for him. Nelson with a block. To the 25-yard line of Minnesota. A little razzle-dazzle by the Giants. A big play for Bobby Johnson, 22 yards.
You love the run reverses when you have ends that like to pursue. 77 Mulaney coming in, hot pursuit, down, follows the tackle. Look at the linebacker that time, Solomon. Everybody chasing the play. Then all of a sudden, look out, here it comes the other way. Big play, Bobby Johnson downfield, 1st down, automatically puts him in field goal territory.
The New York Giants yet to score a touchdown today. We have 9:35 remaining in regulation time. First down at the Minnesota 25. Play action.
Wide open.
Bobby Johnson, touchdown. Sims did his own little wiggle
That is a
upfield.
little dance.
So the Giants finally get it into the end zone.
They said they wanted to come out in the eye and play action to Morris, free the weak safety, get him to commit up, and then turn around and hit the quick post going in behind Browner. That time an excellent play action play. Look at Johnson. He beats his man. Touchdown. Now, the frustration of the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks for Philip Sims. Look at this. That's a little dance, isn't it? You bet. I don't blame him.
25-yard score to Bobby Johnson. And the Giants take the lead. Allegre with the point after, flags down on the play. Let's see what Pat Haggerty and company picked up here on the infraction.
Offside, number 74, defense.
Well, that's Mike Stensrud. He's been playing superbly for the injured Keith Millard, who went out in the first quarter today. And you can see that fire and eagerness on the part of Stensrud, offside, trying to stop that point after. 9:30 to go, fourth quarter.
Man, skiing sure is fun. You run into lots of nice people out there.
Yeah, we ran into Corky yesterday.
That's for sure.
And afterward, there's nothing like a warm fire.
Oh, I'll see.
And a cold Miller Lite. Light really tastes great.
And it's less filling. And us hot doggers don't like to get filled up. Speaking of hot dogs, where's Euchre?
Uke!
Great seats, hey, buddy! Hey, where are all the guys? They're missing all the fun!
For great taste, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Tommy Cramer, anytime you see an athlete, especially a quarterback, Tim, put that towel around his neck, hey, that tells you that this dance might be over with. He's got that thumb injury. As you can see, he's showing him, I got hit right here and pulled it back. And you can say, hey, this sucker hurts. So what's going to happen, Tim?
Well, Wade Wilson is the man on the spot now, the 6-year man from East Texas State. An 8th-round pick in '81, has not had a whole lot of action, has played only when Cramer's been hurt. But on the other hand, he has fought off any number of other quarterbacks who have come in trying to be the number 2 to Cramer. Wilson has outlasted all those guys. He's from Commerce, Texas, and he can throw the football. The kickoff taken by Bess way deep, and so the Vikings will start from their own 20-yard line.
Well,
Cramer leaves the game 16 of 25, 188 yards.
Having an outstanding game, another pressure-packed game for Tommy Cramer. Now Wilson comes in. Now everyone in this league can throw the football, but what you look for now is those intangibles that make you a great quarterback. And let's start with poise. Let's see now how he fares against Lawrence Taylor and Leonard Marshall.
And the fans will give him all the support they can.
Well, he doesn't need fan support. He needs guard tackle support.
You got that right. Those are his season numbers. He's only thrown 6 times. Nelson. First down.
Now, if the Vikings can establish some type of running game on this series of downs, it will be the best medicine for young Wilson. It's the thing they need, is do not put him in a position to have to make critical plays. They can run this football. Boy, it'll be a plus for them.
Taylor and Kenny Hill made the tackle there. Wilson, 27 years of age, 6 years in the league, but as we said, has not really seen a whole lot of concentrated action, just when they've needed him with injuries to Cramer. 31-yard line of the Vikings, trailing 19-13. Steve Jordan, first down in Giant territory.
Hey, look at this. Play action, bootleg, getting Wilson outside. Does a nice job of getting out there, getting some time, and then he picks up Steve Jordan coming across. Look at this. Now you're going to see a little crossbuck action. Nelson one way, and there's no one out. Then all of a sudden, there's Carson coming up to make the hit, but nice, cool effort. This is what we were looking for. Does he have the poise to handle these situations? Now, so many times you say, well, let's protect the quarterback. Now, is this a late hit? Nah. Hey, these guys have a helmet on. Get up.
First down at the 49. Harry Carson just gave him a little gentler there. He's got a man open. Jordan. First down, Vikings. Jordan's 6th catch of the afternoon. And he hadn't made the tackle.
Steve Jordan frankly told us the other day, or at least he told me, I don't know where you were, Tim. He told me, he said, you know, I really want to make the Pro Bowl. I said, well, what's more important to you? You're blocking, you're receiving it. And he looked at me and he just said, hey, I want to catch the football. I want to be known for catching the football. Today, 6 receptions. I'd say he's established that.
He's averaging 16.2 yards a grab. Didn't score a touchdown last year and thinks that's why he didn't get to the Pro Bowl last season. Wilson under pressure, and Anderson, what a play by Taylor. Anderson caught the football, but Lawrence Taylor right there. Herb Welch on the safety blitz putting all kinds of heat on Wade Wilson.
Well, when you don't have the ability, or you're not having success sending Taylor, sending your linebackers to get to the quarterback, you mix it up by sending a safety. That time it caught the Vikings totally off guard, and doggone near made a completion back there for a 12-yard loss.
Well, that usually fearsome Giants rush has been doing its job. The pass was incomplete as Taylor, with his hit on Anderson, knocked the ball loose. So far, young Zimmerman's been doing not badly over there. Just over the outstretched hands of Jordan, who had his man beat, and that was the linebacker Carl Banks. 3rd down.
Now all of a sudden a couple of completions. Look at the eyes of this quarterback. Look at his eyes. All of a sudden they turn from fear and doubt to all of a sudden of aggressiveness. Give me the ball. Call the plays.
3rd and 10. Well, you can see Jordan and Bavaro, who lead their teams in receptions. And today, Jordan doing the job. He's got 6. Bavaro's got 4 for New York. They're contending with each other for the NFC Pro Bowl. 3rd and 10, Vikings.
Blitz.
Deep for Carter. Touchdown. Anthony Carter, coming off arthroscopic surgery, missed 4 games. Since he's been back, even at 95%, he's been the main man.
The key to this is the pass by Wilson, having to unload this football and anticipate where the receiver was going to be. Did an outstanding job. Carter takes it in.
33 yards for the touchdown. Cramer hit Allen Rice for the earlier Minnesota score. Here it is.
Now you can see Perry Williams, 23, man-for-man coverage when they blitz. Leans inside on Williams, pushes away, and the ball is already gone. It's already left Wilson's hand. Perfect throw, excellent route, touchdown.
Chuck Nelson for the point after. Drama in the Metrodome. Backup quarterback Wade Wilson has the Vikings in front. We'll be back. Minnesota by 1. Tim Ryan, Terry Bradshaw at the Metrodome in Minnesota, where the Vikings have regained the lead on a 33-yard touchdown pass to this young man, Anthony Carter, the former Michigan Wolverine, out of the USFL and into the hearts of Viking fans. Nelson's kickoff taken by Solomon Miller. Dropped by Carl Hilton.
As you can see again, all-outs blitz by the Giants. Hedden coming up inside. Taylor coming up inside. Safety coming from the outside. No one left outside but Perry Williams and Carter. Carter beats an excellent throw by Wilson.
Let's go!
Andy Hedden apparently hurt his foot on the play, getting some attention on the sideline. Giants football at their own 22-yard line. 6:45 to play. Anderson, the former Cardinal, first involvement in the game and is close to a first down. Studwell made the tackle. Anderson, since coming over from the Cardinals in a deal, has been troubled by a hamstring injury, has not yet really contributed very much to the Giants. 13 rushes, 50 yards coming into the game. There's a timeout on the field.
Gonna measure, see if they made a first down. You know, you would like to see changes. The thing that has not taken effect really is a change in the coverage so far in the last 2 series on the Vikings, because right now Sims, that's the 4th time he's thrown that pass to a running back coming out of the backfield with no one on him. Short.
They need about the length of a football for a first down. The ball at the 32-yard line. Jeff Hostetler comes in with a play. Hostetler, the 3rd-string quarterback, is also a wide receiver. He also plays on the punt return team for the Giants, and last week blocked a punt in that role. He goes out wide left.
He said, I want to get involved. I want to play.
McConkey out to the right. Sims would appear to have the first down.
Now, earlier in the 3rd quarter, with 2nd down and a foot, we saw Sims come out, play action pass for a big play. Now you kind of wonder, why didn't they do it again? Maybe they say, well, we're not going to fool anyone. But with 8 inches to go, you would like to see something like that happen. At least I would.
Well, even Bill Parcells admits that in these later stages of the game, his tendency is to be conservative, and I think we saw a little of it there.
But he said that was when he had a lead, too.
He's down by a point. Anderson, hit by Studwell, gets 7 yards near the 40-yard line of New York. 6'2", 225-pounder, let loose by the Cardinals. Gene Stallings rebuilding there, unloaded the former big star for St. Louis. Giants hope he can help them in the stretch drive. Eagles and Lions continue to battle in a low-scoring game. Buffalo, leading Miami, continues to have its problems. 2nd down, a long 3. Swing to Anderson. Stopped short of the first down yardage by plenty. Met by Studwell and Chris Martin. They may have gone to the well a little too often on that little swing to the running back.
What they did was bait in that time. They set some bait out for Sims. Gave him the look that everyone's dropping deep once again, the linebackers that is. So Sims read. Notice the linebacker, 57 Martin, dropping out of your screen. Sims reads that, drops it off to the running back, but oh, lo and behold, inside comes Studwell. So they kind of set him up that time.
Well, it leaves them short by a little more than a yard. Giants 41. Intended for Morris, incomplete. Morris protesting there should have been interference. The coverage by safety John Harris, but really, as far as I could see, it was the first contact and nothing serious.
Joe Morris was saying that he was interfered with his ability to go out and make the catch. Now you can see him on the sideline. Now here comes the pass, and you see 44 Harris come over. Now there's the shot to Morris right in his shoulder.
A shot?
Well, half a shot. Hey, listen, we have seen calls where you can just touch a guy and the flag goes flying everywhere.
You can't call that one. Come on. 4th down. Landetta at the 25-yard line. Whoa! Was he rocking it? Rufus Bess, pretty good return for the Vikings up to the 17-yard line. 3:53 to play. Minnesota by 1. We'll be right back. Tim Ryan and Terry Bradshaw watching the Minnesota Vikings with a narrow, to say the least, 1-point lead over the New York Giants. Vikings ball. Tommy Cramer has left the game here in the fourth period with an injured thumb. Wade Wilson is the quarterback. First down at his own 16. Darren Nelson, not much. Harry Reasons at the bottom of that. Gary Reasons, number 55. Reasons, the third-year linebacker from Northwest Louisiana State.
That's right, Northwest State. Fighting demons.
Down there, they just have to say Northwest State. They don't have to say Louisiana, do they?
Hey, this Reasons is quite a guy. Only small college guy to ever be an All-American for 3 years. So that tells you a lot about that Louisiana water. That got you, didn't it?
Second and 8. Darren Nelson driven back. Jim Burt, the nose man, plays with what you call a little bit of enthusiasm. Jim Burt, he is something.
Excellent job by Burt fighting off Swilly and getting outside. Actually, that play is a play that he should not make. He should be going up the field, but he read it extremely well and got out and made the stop.
Third down and 7 at the 20-yard line. Big third down situation here. They've got to keep this football in order to keep the lead. The Giants, contrarily, wanted to punt. Wilson does not get there. He got to the 25-yard line scrambling. Excellent coverage downfield by the Giants secondary. No target for him. Jim Burt chasing him. And Burt driving him out at the 25-yard line. He's all bulked up, padded up.
Ideally suited for a nose tackle, 6'1", 280, a lot of bulk, ties up 2 or 3 blockers in the middle, responsibilities to take on 2 blockers and free these linebackers, Taylor from outside, Banks from the other side.
Well, I tell you, want to get a comedy show, it's Burt and Parcells at a Giants practice. I mean, those guys get on each other like a couple of junkyard dogs, and it is really a sight to hear and see. Parcells admires the play of his nose man.
He also knows his temperament, knows who he can pick on.
That's right. Coleman standing at the 10, McConkey the return guy at the 31.
Oh.
High arching punt by Coleman, and Landetevin pounding it. Almost too good a punt. He gave McConkey a lot of room, and he got to the 40-yard line. Jesse Solomon made the stop there. So the Vikings with 2:14 still lead by 1, and meanwhile Chicago leading Atlanta 13-10. David Archer out of that game for the Falcons at quarterback. Tom Zach for the Bears. So depending on what happens there, here's the situation. Minnesota came in here saying we're not surrendering the Central Division title. They can move to 7-4 with a victory. The Falcons could drop the Bears to 8-3, but Atlanta trailing at the moment. First down. Giants, 40-yard line of New York. Deep for Stacy Robinson. Hold on.
Oh, this just drives a quarterback crazy. Hasn't played in a while. He gets outside. He beats his man. He's free, as you can see. Isaac Holt turns back to the inside. Robinson stays outside. Now he's wide open, and Sims just lays the ball out beautifully. But look at the hands go up. His hands go up when he should be actually just continue running. Reaches up and drops that ball. No excuse for that.
Stacy Robinson, a local boy. He is from St. Paul Central High School. 24-year-old wide receiver. A lot of family and friends here watching him, but he dropped it. Second and 10. Blitz. First down to Bobby Johnson. He shook off the tackle of Studwell, who had himself a sack, but Sims muscled that pass and made the first down.
So many times we've seen the referee throw in the graphs and call it a sack. Sims spins out. As you can see, Studwell, 55, will blitz. 54, Solomon to your right, blitzing. Now Sims is in the graphs. Look at Studwell, grabs him. Now Sims slings him off with those big, powerful legs and drills the ball to Johnson for a first down.
2-minute warning. Giants with the football at the Minnesota 45, down by 1. The Giants and the Vikings at the Metrodome in Minneapolis. We've got 2 minutes to play regulation time. And Minnesota leading by 20-19. The Vikings getting a second chance at a point after a high snap. And the play over, but a penalty on it, a face mask against the Giants of all things, gave them a second chance. And they made it. Allegre with 4 field goals for the Giants. And Morris only 39 yards rushing. That's because Sims has thrown 35 times today. First down at the 45 of Minnesota. Otis Anderson. Only got a couple. Joey Browner, the safety, coming up, and a little extra pushing and shoving between Anderson and Browner.
Well, Anderson doesn't need to be up there picking fights. The clock's ticking off 1:40 and counting. He's picking fights. You're trying to win a football game. Get in the huddle, get the play, get up there.
You got some point there. He only got a yard. 2nd and 9.
Fight when it's over.
Intended for Bobby Johnson, too high, off his fingertips. On the coverage, the safety, John Harris, number 44. .118 on the clock. Stopped with the incompletion. Both teams with their full 3 timeout complements remaining. Gary Burns, by the end of the game, he needs to see his hairstylist.
The Giants need to get to the 30-yard line to have a good shot for a nice field goal, a 42-yarder. They need to get to the 35 just to pick up a first down.
They are 4 of 12 today in this department.
Timeout. Minnesota
takes a timeout. Now, you know, Tony Galbraith is in the lineup as expected on 3rd down. In almost every case like this, they'll try and go to him. So Floyd Peters probably talking about that very thing, thinking maybe they'll try to cross him up.
Yeah, one of the things that Peters could do here is take a linebacker and play him inside on Galbraith and bring a safety up and double him. Now, if you do that, then you isolate a corner, and that could be trouble because that could mean touchdown for the Giants. So what do you do? It's a chess message here, and you obviously are not going to blitz. If you blitz now, Sims being as sharp as he is, hey, you blitz, it's history. So it'll be interesting to see now how they do cover Galbraith.
They call him Sergeant Rock. Floyd Peters with the dark glasses there. And you can see Bill Sims talking with Pat Hodson. Now, meanwhile, a look at the larger context here. The Giants at 8-2 trying to climb up to 9-2. Washington plays Monday night, don't forget. And they will play the 49ers. Dallas playing at San Diego later today, still in the thick of things. Now, next Sunday, Green Bay will be at Chicago. Minnesota at Cincinnati. So in the NFC Central Division, a victory by the Vikings today, a huge one. And Dallas meets Washington in our doubleheader game next week. 3rd down and 9. The playoff picture starting to come a little more clear. Doug Martin bought dinner for his brother last night and sacked his brother's quarterback on the biggest play defensively today. All the way back to the 48 of the Giants. 1:12 on the clock. 4th down upcoming. Sims goes over to talk to Parcells and company. And tonight, as usual, following our excitement of NFL football, we got fun right here on the football field. 1:12 to go. Giants trail by a point.
Sims under pressure today, sacks 2. He's been forced to unload the football 5 times, knockdowns once, batted balls, interceptions twice. Drop passes we also should have in here because he's had one sure touchdown pass dropped by Stacy Robinson. Unfortunately for quarterbacks, those hardly ever make it.
He's got one touchdown pass to Bobby Johnson, a perfect spike from 25 yards out. 24 of 37 on the day. Complete. First down at the 30-yard line, Bobby Johnson.
Unbelievable.
He was wide open there, Terry. Wide open, standing still at the sideline.
It's not Johnson that is so important here as it is Sims, who under duress unloaded that football sidearm. Look at Johnson. Now he's going to go down, reads the safety, and does a smart thing. Slows down, stops in the open area. Sims gets the football to him. He makes the reception. But Sims is the guy. Look where Sims is, on his back, up, waving his arms. Great throw by Phil Sims. Smart route by Johnson.
Stensrud had the pressure on Sims. It is first down, Giants at the 30-yard line. 1:06. Doug Martin leaps across. He'll claim he was pulled.
Encroachment, defense, number 79.
It is against Doug Martin. 5 more for the Giants, down to the 25-yard line of the Vikings. Allegre with 4 field goals to his credit already today, including a 56-yarder, a 41-yarder is his long one. He tried from 60 and missed. 41-yarder, his long one today. First down, Giants.
Almost broke that and got in the end zone.
Chris Martin tripped him up.
Now you're in no hurry. Now the Giants they have the luxury of playing it, taking it easy, feeling like their field goal kicker can get out there and kick and win the winning field goal. Now I personally would like to be out there and calling these things and shooting that football into the end zone and try to get a touchdown. But hey, 36 seconds left. Let's see what happens.
17-yard line. Joe Morris stopped by Joey Browner at the 15. 22 seconds and counting down.
Timeout, Vikings.
Ryan and Terry Bradshaw with 22 seconds on the clock. Regulation time at the Metrodome. Minnesota clinging to a 1-point lead. The Giants have the ball. Second down and 8 at the 15-yard line of the Vikings. Phil Sims has the plays from the offensive coordinator Ron Earhart and brings them onto the field. He made a huge fourth down play to get the Giants down here to the 15-yard line. And a chance to win the game. Raul Allegre with 4 field goals to his credit already today. Morris, nowhere. Sims will head to the sideline again.
Parcells gives Sims a nod of approval. Allegre's the guy that right now that all of a sudden has had 4 field goals, Tim. And now they're going to call on him to come out and win this football game for you. And, you know, he's got to be saying, hey, look, why didn't you guys go on in and score? I've got 4 out of 5 today. I'm pretty happy with my effort, but good gosh, don't put all this heat on me like you've done. Also, another point to be made. Phil Sims, in my opinion, definitely has answered the critics. I think Phil Sims is back. I think his attitude, his daringness that Parcells wanted has certainly come out front today.
Well, the one thing he emphasized was, hey, we haven't been throwing the ball as often. Therefore, my young receivers haven't had the opportunities to catch it. I haven't had the opportunity to put up the better numbers. Today he's thrown 37 times. Allegre has hit from 41, 31, 24, missed from 60, and then hit from 37. Makes that 37 twice already. And the ball spotted at the 22-yard line. Jeff Rutledge will hold. 32-yard attempt. He's got it. The Giants, with 12 seconds on the clock, have reclaimed the lead. The Giants, who led 9-6 at halftime, fell behind 20-19, and there's the picture graphically. Field goal number 5 for Raul Allegre.
Well, it's hard to say if this is the game winner, because after each one of these field goals, he takes a 5-step, a running leap, a flying cross, a few spins, jumps up into the arms, as these little kickers can do, because they only weigh about 125 pounds wet. A great performance by Allegre today.
44 yards in 10 plays leading to the go-ahead field goal, and the Giants just having to get 12 seconds off the clock and move themselves to 9-2 on the season. The Redskins play Monday night at home against the 49ers. Dallas at 6-4 gets underway shortly at San Diego. Bill Parcells, who sweated through some difficult moments here, some mistakes his team made here and there, and now can breathe a little more easily.
He's a coach that when you ask him, what do you like about being a head coach, he doesn't say the winning or the losing. He just looks at you and says, I enjoy practice. And you ask him why, and he says, because I like being around the players. I like messing with them. I don't like taking off film and figuring out strategy.
And Jerry Burns, always a populist coach with his players.
59-year-old rookie.
Getting a chance to be a head coach in the NFL and having an outstanding effort from the team responding to his style. Bob Schnelker and Floyd Peters appointed as offensive and defensive coordinators, and even if they should lose this, which it appears they will, the Vikings having themselves a fine season and showing that they can play with the best teams. They have a win over Chicago, and they've battled the Giants here right down to 12 seconds. 22-20. Allegre. Play it safe. A line drive. Hot on the fly.
Oh, no. Here we go.
Everybody getting a chance at it. Rufus Bess. When you look at this, Alan Rice picks it up on the fly. Well, that's the Stanford band play. Don't you just love it? But the game is all over.
Unbelievable.
There must have been 8 guys handle the ball. And Chris Dolman finally wound up with it, but he had nowhere to go. The Giants bury them at the 40-yard line and have come from behind to win a squeaker. Here at the Metrodome in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Raul Allegre, the hero, with 5 field goals, including the winner, 12 seconds on the clock. And the Giants move to 9-2 in the NFC East. The Vikings fall to 6-5. Of action here and some great defensive play. Both teams marching up and down between the 20s all the way into the 3rd period, and the defense is stopping them and allowing only field goals. For Terry Bradshaw, this is Tim Bryant saying so long from the Metrodome. Coming up next, the NFL Today post-game show.
This guy thinks he makes a better Bob Uecker than I do. Bingo! See, you can't imitate the old Uke just like you can't imitate Miller Lite. Oh, these fans, I love them. Hey, Light is still the only leading beer with 1/3 less calories than the regular beer and a great taste, too.
Let's go, fella.
Oh, I must be in the front row. Imitations don't make it.
You can't copy an original. There's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
You ever see my John Wayne?